Here we are, beginning of our walk today. We're in the beautiful village of Elham, set in the heart of the Elham Valley. And behind me is the King's Arms pub, St Mary the Virgin Church, and we're in Old Market Square, and we're going to do a circular walk of, I don't know how long, but here with Jim. There he is, over there, hiding there. He'll be filming this as well as usual. Solo hiker, check him out, check his video out, and should be uploaded soon. So we're going to go down. We're now Duck Street. And Duck Street, if you don't know, is where famous actress Audrey Hepburn lived before World War II. We're going to go past her house. Once we've done that, I'll film a little bit more in the walk, and it's this house here on the left. I can't never remember what it's called. Church. Right. This one here. There behind me. Five Bells. It used to be called something else years ago. Yeah, that's where she's lived for a couple of years. Moved back to Holland because she's Dutch originally, and World War II began. Right. So there we go. Just as we're going down Duck Street, we've come across a place called the Halt. And looking down that way, there's this bit of the old railway line. You can just see about there. It's actually where the old platform was, and someone's got some railway style fencing. Yeah, you can see the old platform here actually a little bit better. Yeah, bit of history there. The station was down there somewhere on the right, but we're going up here. It's an absolutely beautiful morning. Lovely and warm. Couldn't be better. I just come out of the village. You can see it's quite steep. So another swing round. It's a little bit misty over in the distance there. Otherwise it's going to be quite a humid day. But there you are. There's Samaras Church where we parked. And the village of Elham sits quite nicely in the bottom of the valley. Get some nice views of the village from there. There it goes. Look at that. Time to show off my zoom. Back comes the little drone. Look at that, skilled piloting. Hear the skylark up there. This is we're on top of the downs now. And a nice path. Well looked after by the farmers and landowners here. They cater for the walkers, which is always good. Always give praise where it's due. Farm there. Really lovely. Absolutely love this place. Saying how varied it is here. We just come across that flat bit with the wheat in the field. Now we're going to this lovely little gentle valley, and again same skylark up there. Really nice. It's so relaxing to walk out here. Coming up to a few historic bits and bobs which I'll try and explain a bit later, but yeah, a bit of interest in the landscape again. As you can see, Jim behind me, there he is, flying the drone again. We'll check out his video when you go online next time. Just check out Solo Hiker. Just my drone shots. Best in one, I think. I'll just come up to a little bit of woods, and it's soon time for a coffee break. Up to this kissing gate, and there's a bit of a warning there. Troops training. Warning: do not touch suspicious objects. Oops. So we don't get blown up on this one. You know what that means? Soaking wet now with these trousers. That's the problem. A bit rainy, they ain't any tall crops, you get soaking bloody wet walking through them. Never mind, it's a lovely day, I'll soon dry out. Right, come up to a place called Acrise, or Acrise, however you want to pronounce it. We're going that way to Swingfield and Denton. Bit of road walking for a little bit, but we'll soon be back in soaking wet fields. So I'm still in a place called Acrise, and I've just come across some old Kent buildings here. You can see they've been renovated. It's even got a stone window frame, that one. We're going behind us, but I just thought I'd film these while we're here. Lovely little places. So quiet out here. Quartz Cottage. Not like that one is. You can actually stop here if I can stop. Plane flying. We can hear his birds twittering. Really lovely out here. He's got his drone up again, but my good lady's made us a lovely bit of cake again, bit of Victoria sponge. Thanks, Kaz. With that and a nice cup of coffee and a bit of a break. We've just come out of Ladwood Wood, which is here. And it's absolutely serene down here. There's a house way over there, a little farm down the bottom here, which we're going to go through in a minute. But on the 29th of August 1940, at the height of the Battle of Britain, a hurricane crashed somewhere in this area here. I think it was in the wood, but it could have been anywhere here, not really sure. And the pilot ended up at Mill Hill Farm, which is southwest of Elham, about half a mile out of the village. So a little bit of background information there. Another hurricane crashed over there. Can't remember the date, but somewhere away in the distance there. So during the war, this was quite an active landing or crashing ground. Absolutely stunning out here. I'm just going to stand still for a minute. Apart from a bit of noise in the farm. It's so quiet. Somewhere now as we go, there's all a herd of cows we've got to negotiate. There's a style there, I think. Let's see how this one goes. Here we go. They're alert, they've got a few little calves with them. They're not bothered by us, and we're not bothered by them. Another herd of cows successfully negotiated. Onwards and upwards then. More livestock in this field, I think it's just sheep this time. And donkeys. Light and breezy. Path's a little bit overgrown. Back of a farm here. No signpost or no signs anywhere, but found a shepherd's hut. I wonder how much that is per night or per week. And a bit of traffic noise, it's a bit annoying. But that's still lovely and quiet out here though. Come off a new bit of roadway and path we never used before, but onto a bit we've always been, well, about 3 or 4 times, no, 2 or 3 times I've been on this bit. And it's a long road down here. I'll show you the sign first. And that's where we're going, down this path. It's a long, quite a long drag this one, but at the end of it, there's something to eat. We haven't eaten for over an hour, so we need a little top up. It's getting a bit windy again, so hopefully I can cover the microphone up. As you can see, we're ready for another drone flight. Nice neat little trick, that one. Here we go. apparently it's going to follow us, so we'll see. Here comes the pilot. See some of the local inhabitants around here now. Quite friendly. Plenty of them anyway. Apart from the aircraft noise, it's once again really quiet out here. Climb up to the top now. Filmed this before. The last time I come with my sister and brother-in-law. I'm going to go up over the top and get back into the Elham Valley itself. And there we'll have a lunch stop. Still a beautiful day. Come through a little wooded bit and now we're right back into the valley now. And where we're heading over there. There. Yonder there. It's Bloodbean Hill. See what we can show you a picture of what it looked like in the war. Come through a little wooded bit and now we're right back into the valley now. And where we're heading over there. There. Yonder there. It's Bloodbean Hill. See what we can show you a picture of what it looked like in the war. Remains of the old Elham Valley Railway. I stood on the bridge, as you can see here. Used to run along the direction along there through the valley. Closed in 1947. It wasn't a beach in Cuts, it was just after the war. Look the other way. There was a railway gun placed here during the war. Back up at Barron. Near Barron, I should say. And they shut the railway line throughout the war. The bus service started up. After the war, no one used the railway line, so they closed it. Short history of the Elham Valley Railway. Now going up to Bloodbean Hill now. I'm currently at Bloodbean Hill, about halfway up. As you can see a picture in front of me is a BF 109. And it was shot down on the 8th of July 1940, just 2 days prior to the official beginning of the Battle of Britain. Shot down by Sergeant Mould from 74 Squadron based at Hornchurch. The BF 109 itself was actually chasing a Spitfire and he was ironically shot down by a Spitfire. The pilot got out safely, relatively uninjured, and the aircraft was captured intact. I think we're roughly at the spot. It's probably, I don't know, 30 yards in front of me. So if I drop this away, if you look into the distance, it's probably in the foreground here somewhere. Somewhere about there. And you can actually match up if you freeze frame the old picture in the area in the background. It hasn't changed a lot. Obviously the trees have grown a lot more. But you can actually see where this was. So it's quite interesting for people who don't know the history of this area. Just a little panorama, just to capture some of the scenery. So somewhere out there came down, somewhere just in front of us. The mist's starting to come in, so I better get some shots of the valley. We're at the top of Bloodbean Hill now. We're going to start heading back to Elham because we're both flagging a bit. So there's an old roadside. Elham and Kent County Council. It's been a beautiful day though, and the mist's rolling in, so we've got to be careful. It's coming down into the bottom of the valley now. As you can see there, there's some really nice properties tucked away up here. You wouldn't even know they're here. You can't see them from the road. But a very nice place to live. And here in the distance a load of sheep have been rounded up. We're going to be walking very near to them. Right, we're now going to break cover now. We should be able to see Elham in the distance. Not too distant future, I should say. There it is. There we come, down there must be the cricket pitch. Look at that. It's a nice sight that. That's nearly the end of the walk. I'll sign off in Elham, but I'll give you a last panorama of the valley if I come round that way. finally arrived in Elham now, so I'll sign off from here. Hope you enjoyed the video, and like and subscribe if you really need to. I always appreciate any feedback I can get. So just come past the Village War Memorial and tribute to the NHS up there, and we're in the High Street. So drink in the village shop and get in the car and get back home and have some fish and chips. Something to look forward to. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you on the next one. Last little panorama of the village. There's the pub. Jim's looking in the shop. The Elham Valley stores, there still is. The Abbott's fireside. And looking back on the cosy tea rooms of Elham.